All right. Elgato's a name that if you don't know it, well, then you've been living under a rock, but I think it's time to show you something really new and really cool they're working on. And I got a special person to sit down and tell me this. So y'all are going to know this face. If you don't, it's time to figure it out. Let's go check out what Elgato's doing. All right, here he is, the man, the myth, the legend, Chris. What are you doing?
Oh man, we are showcasing so much out here at the Elgato booth here at IBC. So many cool new things, and it is awesome to be talking with you, Nick.
Okay, wait, hold on. So you said Elgato, you didn't say Viz. What are you doing?
Yes, it's a new change, it's a new direction, building off of all the great work we've done in the past with all of our amazing customers. I saw that there was just this new growth and how people wanted different kinds of control. And so it made sense that I look at that because I was using the Stream Deck at home with my system. So it just was the right fit as we're going and we're catering and looking at these kind of people that we were dealing with.
Well, and this is a really interesting story because Elgato is traditionally the streamer market, the gamer market, the consumer, the prosumer. And now you guys are working on something that is, I'm excited about where you're going, but you're chasing the pro market now and you're building products specifically for the pros. Talk about that.
Yeah, so this was organic. People in live events were using Companion with Stream Deck. And that is where sort of the growth started and where we started to plant the seeds of what we were looking at for designing products for these people. We were getting weird tech support questions about supporting systems that they weren't ready for because we were used to troubleshooting a webcam or, why isn't my game capture card working? And so we started to get these requests about routing and switching and audio, which now then said, okay, obviously these users need us, so we're going to start making new products. So we made something like scissor keys, which sort of has a feeling on a Stream Deck that is more akin to what we use in a switcher panel. Or looking at what's kind of like tucked behind us, which is the Stream Deck Studio, which is a rack mount Stream Deck with PoE that caters to those broadcast needs. And that's where us as an organization, Elgato is really looking at developing all kinds of new tools and addressing everyone's needs in that space. We're not moving away from streamers, but we are starting to look at these pros and give them the kind of things that they want for that universal control.
Well, the number of times that you and I have gone into big studios with like Ross and Viz and Grass and all these others, and there's a Stream Deck sitting there on the counter, and you're thinking like, you got overdrive, you got touchscreen, you got all these things, and you got a Stream Deck in there too? Yeah, that's great.
It's just so universal and ubiquitous. It's insane. We keep seeing these things everywhere. At IBC, I'm sure you've seen a bunch of them at other people's booths.
They're everywhere. Not like in a few, they're everywhere.
We had our marketing team try to count, see how many. After 50, they just stopped taking pictures because it was just, it's a really nice place to be where everyone wants to be working with you. And what we are looking at is making those tools, making special things. I think things that people wouldn't traditionally think. We have so many customers coming to us and asking about getting involved in their editing solutions, getting involved in their creative spaces. So that is the just amazing part for me to be growing into both live, post, events, these things that I've been a part of, but now in a space where I can work with everybody, all my friends included.
Okay, so there's three things I want us to look at, right? Which is the new Pro, the OEM, and then the little panel. I think we just got it. I mean, even if it's new and fairly unreleased, we still got to show the audience because it's cool.
So we're going to be talking about what we do in broadcast, and that is the Stream Deck Studio. And we're going to come over here and look at what is going to make a lot of sense if you've been in a broadcast space, if you're an engineer looking at a router, or maybe you're looking at a switcher panel. Here we have that one rack unit form factor. We have 32 keys that are all customizable. And then a couple of things that are really smart from our own ideology. We have these dual encoders on the side that we can go through and change what the panel's doing. And then something that we don't really have in broadcast, security. There's an NFC tag here where I can actually go and tap in and set up my sort of route, or maybe set up my controller and then actually lock it so that nobody can make changes, or have my entire facility locked down until we got to go to the show. Because let's be honest, while we sort of gate these things, anyone could walk up in your broadcast facility, punch a couple of buttons, and now your engineer is going to pull his hair out. With something like this NFC tag, it's so simple, and it shows sort of where our roots are at Elgato with like these consumer technologies, how we approach them, and then now influencing and adding this really cool bit to what we do in broadcasts. So the studio is really primed and ready for your broadcast facility, and it can do so many things, whether it's routing, it can add audio control, all kinds of automation. So if you have not seen it or thought about it, I highly recommend, especially because I know you're already using the Stream Deck, so it's time to graduate up to the Pro Tool. So when we thought about what Stream Decks needed to be in all kinds of environments, the logical choice was something that we all know is great, PoE. That PoE enablement is part of how Elgato is looking at Stream Decks differently. We're no longer tied directly to the computer with our network dock. And so it's a simple device. It's actually formed to fit in the back behind your Stream Deck housing. So we thought about where the product was going to be, and there you have your PoE enablement. So it's so easy to just now deploy this anywhere in your facility. You have an audio station up, now you can give them something. Lighting station, you can give them something. Your switcher TD, graphics, it's so much easier to deploy these things in that PoE environment. I know you guys understand it, but this is part of what we're doing at Elgato, thinking more about the customer use cases. It's not something that, you know, your typical streamer never needed, but so many people have been coming up to us and talking about just the amazing advantages of using something. And then one little feature that's kind of unique about this case is actually if you have your Stream Deck and it's set up, this will lock in the back, so it just creates that nice seal of having a device you can just drop down and rock out with.
All right. Well, what am I looking at right here?
So this is something that's going to be a little bit different. This is one of our modules, and it may seem weird at first. You're thinking, well, guys, don't you already make Stream Decks in these profiles? Of course we do, but now you can build your own in your own capacity. So I think, Nick, of these kind of unique use cases where it's like, well, we have this boardroom, and we want to have a panel in the sort of the wall, and now I have the opportunity to make this. Or if you're that sort of DIY person and you just need more than 32 buttons, you can now create that. Unique form factors because these different setups are there. So we have that's a 15 key. We have a 6 key for those really tight environments. We have a 32 key like our XL. And this is a project that's going to continue to grow because as we continue to make new and new versions of Stream Decks and products, this is always going to be part of what we're doing. So whether you're trying to OEM with us or just create your own little mad science project, the modules is really that place to start.
I'm thinking the 3D printing market, right? The guys making their own custom chassis, making unique places to mount this and kind of put it in. That's pretty dang cool. And how many different versions of the OEM module are there right now, or the panel module?
Sure. Right now there's 3 setups we have for 6 key, 15 key, 32 key. And as you know, as we develop and explore our own sort of product line and people are looking for it, there's going to be more in that space. Think of everything we see at today's IBC booth as the starting of a lot more that's going to grow, and especially in that Pro AV space, especially in that live event space, and that, you know, just broadcast production. There's so many things we're looking at, and different people have different requests, whether it's the big boys like the Rosses or the Vizs of the world, or it's the guys using software solutions like vMix. All these different kind of questions are coming up, and we're providing more and more answers. And so look forward to what's going to happen over the rest of this year. And as things move on forward, you're going to see really cool stuff coming out of Elgato. So this is something different we're talking about, and I got to explain a little bit because we're talking very much about Elgato here, but actually I joined the team at Corsair, and Corsair sort of owns Elgato, and that's one of their brands they have, which a lot of people don't know. But what we're talking about here with the Xeneon Edge is this really unique monitor. The first time I saw it, and I know the first time Nick saw it, it immediately gets the wheels turning. It's that really unique form factor. It's a 720 by 2560 monitor, and you can fit this thing in so many environments, next to your monitor, underneath your monitor, touch for something like using virtual Stream Deck, or maybe having audio controls, or something as simple as having your stream on your far end, so like your YouTube end, just on a web page there, not having to worry about, hey, my broadcast is going out over here. You can have your Spotify playlist up. You could be having the game up, but just it's that unique form factor. It's touch enabled, and just once you see it, your brain starts to turn about, well, what can we do with it? Can I put it in a rack? Where can I fit this? It's that really unique environment for the Xeneon Edge. So that is a Corsair product, but obviously we're doing the synergy together because we're all under one house.